welcome to Jima's Place. Today is going to be really simple. I'm going to essentially tell y'all my thoughts on Juneteenth. We're going to talk about Juneteenth, what it means to an African like myself versus an African American here in the United States. And then I'm going to do a little voiceover for you guys to show y'all what I did this past weekend for Father's Day. And then we're going to wrap it up. That's it. Not much, but we are going to get into this juicy topic of Juneteenth and the diaspora wars that ensued and all that. And I might touch on Kendrick Lamar and the Drake beef. Let's run it. Let's go. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, comment, tell a friend to tell a friend. Comment like the juicy stuff. Let's make this a dialogue. Let's do that. Anyways, thank you for joining. All right, guys. So I want to briefly talk about what Juneteenth means or what it doesn't mean for a Liberian like myself, an African born, versus those that are Texans or Black Americans or African Americans here in the United States. Juneteenth is purposely for those individuals in Texas, specifically Galveston, Texas, who endured slavery a little longer than the rest of the country. Their freedom, because we know, was delayed like 2 or something years, right? And so they get to celebrate that. As an African, I have come to learn that is not my holiday to take on or to act like, oh, well, we came from Africa, so we're all included. No. I want to be very clear here on Jima's Place. I believe it is of my opinion, while yes, everything does trace back to Africa as far as how the slaves got here. Oh, Jesus, hold on now. Not our ancestors talking to us. They in the room. Anyways, thank you, Jesus. I wholeheartedly believe that as Africans, we should sit down on this one. We can be an ally and appreciate the holiday without overdoing it and like putting ourselves there, right? That holiday is specifically for our African American brothers and sisters here in the States, our Texan Black American brothers and sisters that are here in the States. All we need to do is go ahead and appreciate the culture that they developed here in this country. For those of us that are immigrants here, while we have our own culture, in Africa, we have come to the United States, and the United States has African Americans, Blacks, and this is their culture that we are tapping into. And I think Juneteenth is celebrating their culture, celebrating their freedom, celebrating, what they endured. Those Texans, we did not endure that, my African brothers and sisters, like in this generation, you know what I mean? Or even the generation before us. Like, I just don't think it is our place per se to try to entrench ourselves and make it seem like we are also part of that history, because while we are far, far, far removed, right? These are their great grandparents. So I feel as though with the diaspora wars, where there are Africans that are like, okay, yes, Juneteenth is for Black Americans, but where do African American comes from? The word African is in there. I get it. However, we know what it means. Let's be respectful. Let's step back and just celebrate that culture. Like, being African born and a Black woman, I am privileged to be able to celebrate and love and appreciate Black culture. I'm a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. That is African American culture. That is Black culture, or a part of it, right? So I can draw that line of like, you know what? This is me joining something that we don't have that in Liberia. We have chapters, yes, but like that's not our norm or our like thing. And I just feel as Africans, there's like, we really have to be very careful. Like, that is the whole essence and the beauty of the diaspora. There are certain things that Jamaican Americans do that Liberians or even Black Americans don't do, African Americans don't do. And that is the beauty of it all. We should be able to celebrate it and appreciate it without trying to put ourselves on top of it as Africans. And I think we do that a little too much, and that takes away from the bittersweetness, the sweet aspect of the diaspora. And I just urge my African brothers and sisters, like, let's let's see it from that lens, and really like not try to make it about us. It's not always about us. We, everybody that's black, even if they don't choose to believe that, we do come from Africa, but like there's so much else after slavery. There's so much else like that we can focus on and not do this diaspora war. And that leads me to Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef. Y'all know what's been going down. If you don't, essentially Kendrick and Drake been having a Cold War before, but it got hot. It got real, real hot when Kendrick hopped on Like What with Future and somebody else, and he pretty much said, "What's good, Drake?" And Drake dropped something, and then Kendrick demolished him with Euphoria. Euphoria is probably one of the best hip hop songs in the world, like ever. Like, bruh. And then he came back with some other bangers, Meet the Grams, They Not Like Us. Like, essentially he obliterated Aubrey Graham. And I'm so sorry to the man, Aubrey. Like, if you are a pedophile, I'm not sorry. We gonna clear that up. It's what happens in the dark is gonna come into the light, Aubrey. Okay? That's all I'm gonna say on that. But last night, Kendrick Lamar had a pop out concert in LA where he brought out local artists, big artists of LA, brought together Crips and Bloods on the same stage. He had kids. He had aspects of black culture that I didn't even know about, like Tommy and the Clown and him saving youth in LA through dance. Like, bro, that's not African culture. And I can sit back and appreciate, like, yes, that is Black American, that is African American, that is LA Black culture. I love it. We got to see it and feel it. And that man, look. Actually, point of correction, it got hot when Drake and J. Cole made First Person Shooter. They had asked Kendrick to be on it, knowing Drake had been being shady to Kendrick. Kendrick said, "Nah, F that, nigga. I'm about to go with Future, who is now beefing with you." And then that's all that happened. And then J. Cole was like, you know what? He put out some like cutthroat stuff to Kendrick, and then somebody told him, "Hey, J. Cole, back out. You don't want none of this." I think it was Schoolboy Q, who is a friend of both J. Cole and Kendrick. He told J. Cole, "Hey, bro, you might want to pop out. You might want to just drop this one, because what Kendrick's about to do to Aubrey Graham, you do not want him to do that to you." And I remember when I saw J. Cole dropping out, I told my husband straight up, I said, I respect J. Cole. People was clowning him and all that, but I respect a person who knows, you know what, this is not my fight. I know I'm finna lose. I know my strengths. I know my weaknesses. I'm not going there. I respect a man like that. Real talk. Because that's what separates J. Cole from Aubrey Graham. Now look at Drake. Look at him. He done been called all types of white boy. He done been, everything. He got another kid, allegedly. He might be a pedophile. He likes minors. It's just icy. But anywho, I was just so happy to be able to see Kendrick like really bring together black culture the way he did, specifically LA culture. And we got to see it in person, like live. Well, I streamed it on Amazon, but we got to really tap in. To go ahead and wrap things up, I just want to say I'm so happy to have been able to see all that unfolded. It was very entertaining, but really that show last night, the pop out, it was on Juneteenth. Kendrick is such an entertainer. Like, that man can rap. He literally had breath, like, control on, like, he's like, I see why him and B be making songs together. She knows. Okay. But to bring it all back, I'm so happy to be able to be an African here in the United States, an immigrant woman, and still be able to appreciate and love on African Americans here and allow them to be who they are here in the States without, dragging my whole African butt in it and like thinking, making them, forcing like who they are and this, that on them. They essentially are their own people. That is not to say they should forget where, they come from in the history, but I just feel like us Africans, like, maybe we can chill a little bit. And granted, we were made fun of by a lot of our Black American sisters, African American brothers and sisters, but they didn't know any better. All they were fed by white media were awful things about Africa. It was never the beautiful things. But we are progressing. We are moving into a beautiful direction, and I want us to stay the course. Anyways, y'all, enjoyed this voiceover with me this weekend, traveling with my family to Chicago. It was an amazing time. Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, so this is me in the car, passenger princess, while we drive to the airport to park our car with our 2-year-old and our 6-month-old. This is the Knoxville main airport. It's very small, very quaint, very cute. So this is just us pulling up just to, figure out where parking was because we were going to park for the weekend before we headed to Chicago. This is me getting the diaper bag on my back, making sure my daughter was good in the stroller. Mind you, we didn't check any bags. We flew with Allegiant, and yeah, if you know, you know. So then we had to truck across what felt like the world to get to the airport. We walked in, we checked in my toddler's car seat, and then we proceeded to go through security. This airport, like I said, is so small, but it is very cute. I did appreciate the greenery, and this is it has running water, so it's the sounds were really soothing while you're walking through a very stressful situation of traveling with 2 under 2. But yeah, I thought it was really cute and just wanted y'all to get an aspect of that. We did get stopped by TSA so that they could test my daughter's bottle. It was pre-made formula, so we were okay. Shout out to TSA pre-check as well. That was very smooth and seamless. We found our gate and went and sat down so we could just get some water and get situated. My son is such a social butterfly. I love that for him. It's giving his mom Gma. Very much so. Anyway, shout out to Black Boy Joy. I love him so much. My baby girl was not as joyful, but I understand she does not like the car seat. And so I took her out of there. For all my moms with the Duna, make sure the FAA signal thingy is under the Duna. That was a nightmare trying to find. Anyways, we got some cuddles in. We watched the sunset while on the flight. We made it to Chicago. I ended up taking my toddler and my husband took our daughter. She had fallen asleep at this point, so it was a little bit easier. I thought this view was so cute at Chicago Midway. That's where we flew in. And it was just a nice little walk that we took. We got picked up by my line sister, my children's godmother. This was her. And she took us to New Star. It was a Chinese restaurant that was so freaking good. There were a lot of Black people there, so I should have known off it. Duh. We don't frequent places that are good. So that we have taste as a people. Anyways, I thought this place was so cute. The service was great. We ordered. Our food was ready in no time. And they put your food in this reusable bag. Look how cute. Look how cute she is, too. And y'all, on top of that, the food was good. 9.5 out of 10. The only reason I give it a 9.5 is the crab rangoons weren't that great. Anyways, 1 minute you're drinking with your line sister, the next they're playing with your babies. What is going on? This was my cousin. She was having her birthday party, so we pulled up. It was just so nice having my daughter and son be with their cousins. I saw my sisters, my mom. My cousin's house was so beautiful. The family was so beautiful. It was just really good times. Next, we went to this burger place called Scratch on the Lake. And this place was really cute. It's in Oak Park. Make sure you check it out because those burgers were phenomenal. Also, the service was pretty decent. We did have to ask for extra ketchup because they was being stingy with ketchup. It's ketchup, guys. Anyways, look at that burger. The truffle fries were not that great, but the sweet potato fries were on point, soft, sweet. Mwah. Anyways, we said goodbye to Brittany and went on our flight. Our son was, of course, he was cool. We had snacks. And this time my husband sat with the kids. When we got home, one of his Father's Day gifts came. It's a Kendrick Lamar shirt. Right on, it's literally on brand. He loves Kendrick Lamar. So I got him a little shirt. I wish I could have got him to go tickets to go to the pop-out, but it's okay. There will be other concerts. Very happy Father's Day to my husband. He is the best father, the best friend, best everything. Thank you, y'all.